The courts do not make the laws. It is not the courts that made the Constitution. Neither is it the courts that enacted the UPDF Act. So, if the court says the UPDF Act collides with the Constitution, that means we have homework to do. And the government is committed to doing that homework, to do will alignment. They have simply said the wheels are facing in different directions. So that is in general terms. So the media drama about the courts and so on, this is not the first time the court has thrown out laws. The Police Act, many provisions were thrown out. So,
please, honorable colleagues, the minister is holding the floor. Honorable Minister, you're holding the floor. I'll give you chances to respond.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, you said earlier that we come here to talk, and I'm doing exactly that. Is there anything offensive that I've said? I've simply said that the government has a duty to respect the decision of the court. It's as simple as that. If the linesman raises the flag, it's the duty of the referee to blow the whistle, to acknowledge. These days you even have VAR. So all the drama is actually unnecessary. We stand by the Constitution, which says whenever there is a dispute about the interpretation of any law, the courts have the final word. That is obvious. Now, concerning implementation, I'm a lawyer, and all of you lawyers know that courts don't go to implement their own decisions. I do not know whether an order was extracted by the lawyers in these cases to take the next step. Because when those orders are then served on the people, whether on the government and so on, then you move the agencies. Even if the court has made the order, there are procedures that have got to be taken. The reason the government takes anybody to court is because the prosecution believes that they have enough evidence. Therefore, it will be up to them to now do the measures to transfer the cases to the civilian courts. And those are in the hands of the appropriate authorities, namely the DPP, and it is not in the hands of the prison authorities. The prison authorities are only holding the suspects. So, leave this to those who have been directed. I can only confirm that those who are supposed to do that work are doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Ssenyonyi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My former president of the Democratic Party, and now in the NRM side, there is a saying in Uganda, and is a very good orator in Uganda, Honorable Mao, that some people, you go into a boat, and you use that boat to sail through, to go through the water. But after getting out of the water, you say, this is a boat, a charter. So we have been struggling with Honorable Mao under this regime on bad governance. Coming before this parliament, and you talk about what is happening after the Supreme Court judgment, that's media drama. That is unprecedented. And that's an attack even on the media, where you are always entertained in BS and everywhere. The issues we are raising here, it's not about media drama. They are legal issues. You helped me become a lawyer because I was with you. That's why you got interested to study law. Here you are, people are in prison. Under which legal regime are they there after the Supreme Court judgment? Here, and then you are telling this house that we are having a media drama as you are facing me. Someone who was arrested one time from DP headquarters at the City House. We came and fought. You were kept in the Nakasongola for 3 weeks. Now you are out of the boat. You are calling it a chato. Literally. Are you fair to this house? Inform this house. Under which legal regime is Kanovesije, the NOP, and all those people who are in prison, and the Karachunas, after the Supreme Court judgment. What is your role on these judges as the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs? We don't want to bring facts.
Thank you.
So kindly, hit the pass. Hit the pass. Because today is me, today is you.
Now, honorable colleagues, you see, I've been very cautious, and that's why I was saying you're pushing us into uncharted waters, into a territory that is not ours. And my issue is, now, if the minister comes and he says, I don't even know whether they've already extracted the decree and has been served on us for implementation, and he says, it's not my duty, the victor, listen to me, the victor in the case should be the one to move and extract a decree. So now, which resolution do you want the house to make on this? We order the minister to go and extract a decree. Minister, you're ordered. Colleagues. What we can do. Honorable Ssemujju. Just Honorable Ssemujju, then Honorable Nakut.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you very much. I think the Honorable Mao made it very clear that he was just talking. And I don't want to fault him. I was in Luzira in 2011 in B2. I slept on the mattress that the Honorable Mao left there. And actually, my first meal is what he left before he was taken to Nakasongola. So the Honorable Mao is a victim. What the speaker did yesterday was to shift the responsibility to a person who has washed his hands clean, that I am not responsible. That's why, Mr. Speaker, because I had to go by your guidance, the Attorney General who went to court was here. I don't know, but by your guidance took us to the wrong address. That's why even the Honorable Mao is asking, have they done this? Have they done this? My only disappointment is not what he has said. The disappointment is that we have suffered with him. You can imagine I slept on your mattress, the one you left there. And I don't think you celebrate those days when Mr. Museveni took you to prison. That's why you must lead us in liberating and rescuing people who are suffering the same way you are suffering. That's the only disappointment I have. That you can seek to rationalize the disobeying of a Supreme Court judgment by government agencies. At least your presence there should be like last time when I saw you also regretting why you joined and you are threatening to leave. So if they are not following the Constitution, I have known you, Honorable Norbert Mao, for a long time, since you are an MP here. You've been pushing for constitutionalism. I want to hear that Mao who speaks about constitutionalism and rule of law, not one who rationalizing people who are disobeying Supreme Court order, Mr. Speaker.
If you don't like driving on the left, you can keep driving on the left while holding a sign saying it is stupid to drive on the left. You will not be arrested, provided you are driving on the left. So, that means you are disagreeing. You are disagreeing with the law, but you are not disobeying it. As Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, I can tell you, it is not illegal to disagree with the law. It is illegal to disobey the law. Our laws put the Supreme Court at the apex of our judicial system. And I said that point. But of course, that was not enough, Mr. Speaker, for the Honorable Ssemujju, because he must associate Mao with what he calls the junta, because that gives him great pleasure. that I'm now a monster, I'm an oppressor, and that's how he will earn his next term in parliament. So I'm glad. I'm glad you are cooperating with him to make sure his people see him on TV battling this monster which has now swallowed Mao. And that is part of the drama here. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, as far as the president's statement is concerned, it was extremely balanced. The president acts advisedly. The president said there are aspects that he liked. He said that he believes that it gives an opportunity for some reforms. There are those who believe that civilians should be tried in military courts, and they are Ugandans. The court has said no. The court has also said that the UPDF Act collides with the Constitution. Now, those who are talking about the CDF, who has been speaking in Chotera, the CDF knows the mandate of the UPDF. I am sure the most important organ of UPDF is not the court-martial. We have battles on our borders. That's the real mandate of UPDF. We cannot reduce the UPDF to be a court. In terms of even percentage, the people who are even tried in the court-martial have become prominent because of the case of Dr. Besigye. Now, Mr. Speaker, it is erroneous for anybody to think that what the Supreme Court said was a release order. The court does not say, I have freed, because the case hasn't been heard. They are only saying, bring it before the proper court, so that we hear the case. So we should not misguide the population, Mr. Speaker, by exciting them that now it is a release order.
Minister,
I would like the lawyers for Dr. Besigye to do their job. None of us is in office to fight the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court does something and says that these laws are colliding, we do what I've called will alignment.
Minister,
I have nothing more to add to that.
Thank you.
I just want to call upon colleagues, put aside your political lens when you are discussing this. If the evidence is there, it will be presented before the civilian court. That will also be a trial. But now you are misleading the public to say the court has said, now these people are free.
Thank you.
But the Supreme Court did not hear the case. So how can they determine it?
Thank you. Now,
it is a shame that honorable members can misguide the nation like that.
Thank you. Now,